We acknowledge and pay our respects to the Boon Wurrung and Woi Wurrung Wurundjeri peoples of the Kulin Nation people, the traditional custodians of the land on which we are virtually gathered today. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging, and acknowledge all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders here today.
All right. Dobrovo ranku, buenos dias, guten morgen, good evening, and good day to everyone, wherever you are. Irina, Angela, Martin, and all, welcome to Talent Punk Season 3, Episode 3. This show is dedicated to the people of Ukraine. You know, when I started Talent Punk, I always wanted it to be more than a podcast. I wanted it to be a statement full of humanness, a delightful combination of fascinating guests, charming accent, festive vibes, emotional moments, sublime tunes and moves. That word, sublime. Well, tonight I suggest that we explore, study, contemplate, and understand the sublime, that we find enlightenment in it, that we leave the strongest emotion which the mind, our mind, is capable of feeling. So, my friend, shall we begin? Irina, did I say it right? Dobrovo ranku?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Dobroho.
Dobrovo?
Dobroho ranku.
Dobrovo ranku. Okay.
Almost right, yes.
Okay,
Sure.
I rehearsed it so many times, but thank you so much. First and foremost, how are you?
Me, right?
Yes. No, yourself.
I'm happy to be in this room. First time I wear some jewelry and I decided to be beautiful today. So it's a very crucial moment for me. Maybe I first time since the war was started, join some public conversation, and maybe I'm a little bit worried and a little bit messed up. So I'm happy to see everyone and our beautiful guests along with me, and thank you for invitation. And yeah, dobroho ranku. It means good morning.
Well, we're really happy to have you on the show, and you're originally from Kiev, and because of the situation in Ukraine, the war in Ukraine, you moved to Lviv. How can I ask you how everything is going in Lviv at the moment, and for you as well, and your friends and family?
Actually, originally I'm from Donetsk. It's eastern part of Ukraine, and I moved from Donetsk from 2014, since the Russian invasion for the first time was started, and then I moved to Shanghai, then I moved to Kiev, and now I don't say I move. So just currently I'm here in Lviv. It's a western part of Ukraine, and I can say here is a little bit safer, but we don't know because nothing is predictable here.
Let's start a bit about, I want to come back a bit in when you were young and movements, because movement is all about you, and we'll talk a bit more about that. You say that, I mean, movement has always been a form of your expression from very young. Can you tell us how it all started? How did it all start?
So I guess you started from me, right?
Yes, I first started from you. Yeah,
I suppose to introduce all our guests and then we will straight everyone.
I'm sorry. I should.
Okay. Yeah, I started my movement way, we can say like this. When I was 4 years old, my mother brought me, took me to rhythmic gymnastics, and I've been doing gymnastics for more than 12 years, and it was sport. I love gymnastics about its aesthetic, but still it was sport. And at some moment I decided that I want to express my creative way, like my creative side, my another side. Then I was expressed in sport, like power, strength, I should win, all these terms. There were no so much place for creativity and for some artistic approach. So I decided to find some dancing way, and I started from street culture, from breaking and hip hop. And I want to say that I started my dance way quite late. I was 22 when I I can say, my professional dance way. Before, I used to be an economist. I was working for government, and dancing was just my hobby.
Yeah.
But later, I really understood that I want to be an artist. I want to be a dance teacher, a dancer, and I left my economist job and I dedicate all my time to dance profession. And that's how my professional way was started.
Nice. Then from breaking to voguing. So I don't know if everyone knows about voguing. I think, when we spoke the first time, because I researched a bit about you, I knew, Madonna and voguing, but I didn't know the how big voguing is. Can you, how did you get into voguing first? And can you describe what it is, what sort of dance it is?
Okay, maybe I should first say a few words about ballroom culture and voguing.
Sure.
I think of all of our guests saw the video of Madonna. It was 1990 when she created her first Vogue video, with the song Vogue. Yes, you hear Vogue, Vogue, strike a pose. Yes, she was inspired by voguing culture, ballroom culture in New York, and she was really fascinated. And she decided to create this song, and she invited top dancers in voguing to be her dancers in her live performances and her video work. And you can find old clip of her. Mm-hmm. There are various different variations of it, and you can see it's really gorgeous, so beautiful. Sometimes I still watching it, even I know for memory, I think. So that's how she spread this culture worldwide. So before Madonna, this culture was started in maybe 1960 and gradually developing, but Madonna bring it worldwide. And after 1990, everyone was singing Vogue, Vogue, and strike a pose, strike a pose. Yeah. So yes, it's some history moments. Yes. Okay. So, what about me?
Yes. How did you get into voguing? Why voguing?
Yes, as you maybe know, that street dance culture is more masculine. So
Yes.
all these shirts or this behavior like pants, white pants, and it's a little bit like, not a little bit, it's masculine, yeah, because it came from like men and
Yeah,
yes,
it's a battle. It's very physical. The b-boy dancing and breaking. It's very much
yes, about men. I know you love to show your power and food, and it's really good. So at that moment, I need this. Maybe not about battling, but about unity, about this freedom expression, about what I found in street culture, because people are so emotional, so brave, and I feel a lack of such expression in gymnastics.
Yeah.
I should be a warrior and no emotions, no expressions, and I should be just strong. And in street culture, it's like a circle, big circle, and everyone share emotions, and it was wow. But in some point of my way, like just human woman, I wanted to express my feminine side. And I found voguing. I saw few videos with beautiful dancers with incredible movements. They were so geometrical, so expressive. So I saw that dancers feel like a queen, no matter for gender, but it was so like elegant,
majestic,
and
elegant,
yeah, same as Madonna. And I was like, wow, that's what I need now.
I want to be like that.
Yeah. And I decided to go to my first ball as a viewer. By the way, a Vogue festival called The Ball, because it's really like
Ball,
beautiful, with costumes, with outfits, and with MC, with so it's like a ball, really. And I went to my first ball, and I was like, wow, what is it? Even not just dancers, but the audience were so beautiful, elegant, wearing, and I haven't seen before something like this. It was really unbelievable. It was 8 years ago.
Nice.
So yes, in that time I decided to learn about this culture. I wanted to be a Vogue dancer, and that's how I started my voguing way.
And then you went to China. And you have to tell the story about the Kiki house of Kawakubo, see if I say it right, and explain, because that's a beautiful story around, because you made it big in China. You're big in voguing in China. Can you tell us a bit?
Thank you. Yes, maybe I always forgot about this, but tell me this. So as I told before, in 2014, in my city, started like some escalation of the conflict, and I used to leave my house, my city, and I should find some new place of living, of existing, and I was invited to be a choreographer of a show team in China. So I went there, and when I came to China, I was so surprised because nobody knew voguing, like nobody. Can you imagine? You came to some place, and I don't know, you say, do you know what is mobile phone? And they say,
no.
and
What is it?
moment your mobile phone every day, every minute, and you came some, I don't know, city, country, and say, this is mobile phone. And they say, no, we don't know. So that's what happened with me. Nobody knew voguing. And I was so surprised, actually. And I started to give like small workshops to those who were interested, but people were not so enthusiastic, because Chinese people are very specific nation, and they are not about something new. They are not fast about accepting new stuff. They are very slow about that. They are a traditional way and something that they already knew. So I started to push this culture who want to vogue. So I didn't have some big mission, big goal at the time. I just want to find the same thinking people, that's all. And 3 years later, I started to teach in the biggest studio in Shanghai. And I started to be a regular teacher, and I taught voguing. And there I met my first students, and later they became my first Chinese vogue crew. And in voguing, we call team, like dancing team, we call house.
House, yeah.
Yes, house. House, because it's kind of a family. It's a historical moment. So everyone kind of a family, not just team for training like in sports, but more like sisters, brothers, like more such relations. So later I founded Kiki House of Kawakubo, and I'm so happy and proud of my students, and now they are members. They are beautiful dancers. So they continue in Shanghai.
Where's the name coming from?
Rei Kawakubo, she is a Japanese fashion designer. Maybe you know her house, Comme des Garçons. And when I searching for the name for my house, I first of all I think about something like Asian, Chinese traditional, some like dragon house or phoenix, or I don't know, something Chinese. But then I decided that my house should be very innovative and very original, like unique. And I found this Japanese designer, and she's very unique. She's like crazy, very innovative, I think. And I love how it sounds. So kebe, like so strong, Kawakubo. And I decided that it will be a perfect name. Maybe I should note it that why all houses named by some fashion designers, because voguing came from fashion. People who founded this style, they copy poses of the models, so like pam, and they put these poses on music. So many houses, like voguing houses, they named by different designers or some fashion tendencies maybe, or just beautiful words. So it's kind of celebration of the beauty. Nice.
Let's move to more recently or your evolution, and I want to talk about geometric dancing. Before we talk about it, and to understand whether it is an evolution or experimentation in your moves and dance expression, I want to share, if you don't mind, I'm going to share something, just a little video for people to have a look. So would you mind sharing a bit about, so, I mean, I'll start with quoting you. You say, I'm fascinated with the forms around me and forms that my body can create in space.
Yeah, the video was a little bit delayed, so.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, maybe Martin was watching and think, oh, something wrong with music.
No, absolutely not. I was just, I saw this the first time and I was kind of really fascinated. I had not too much time to go deeper into what you are doing and the others, but and this is why I saw it the first time, and it was really fascinating because I'm starting to get into this artistic stuff even more now. Earlier, I was like too much straightforward and not looking left and right. But in the past years, this is triggering me, and this was really exciting to see. It was really nice. I have to watch this again in real time. Really cool.
Nice.
Nice to meet you, by the way. Awesome.
Yeah, by the way, Martin, do you remember me? Because we connected with you 4 years ago. I was asking for permission for making a dance performance. It was like experimenting with Kinect technology, and I have your letters. I will send you.
We have to reconnect about this again, but the thing is that when this track you were inquiring about came out, the first 12 months it was quite quiet about it, but then it grew kind of due to YouTube or something, and then I got really blown away by at least 1 or 2 requests per day if they can use it or something for these performances. And this was also the first time when I saw this kind of performances, and I got into everything like that. And I needed to learn a lot about like these licenses, sync permissions and something. Now I'm absolutely expert, and because there were banks asking for it and advertisement companies, but so many people like you, like normal people who were not asking for it in terms of commercial aspects, but like who wanted to really connect their art with kind of my art. And so it was really, really hard for me because I have a publisher behind me who is like only looking for, I don't want to say money, but they're obviously trying to make the most of money out of it. And I'm like, more like, okay,
like
these
an
are
artist.
people who are really living for that and obviously don't make money or not too much money from that, and they can't afford to buy a license or anything, and they just want to ask, be kind to ask at least, and if they can use it or something. And I was in this zone between these people and those people to find a good way. And in the beginning, I was talking to everybody, I was saying to everybody, yeah, of course, awesome what you're doing, and please continue. And nowadays, unfortunately, my hands are tied, and I can't give it everybody for just thank you or something. So yeah, how did we came to this? But anyway, yeah, I remember, of course.
just to ask you, was it delayed for you as well or not? It wasn't delayed.
The video for me?
Yeah. Or was it good?
No, I had no negative impact here regarding music and the video and everything.
Okay, so that's fine.
But it's always like when you are the artist, then you are looking way more critical to the source than the others. So
I was just talking about the streaming, but that's okay.
This is why.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm so happy, Martin, that at the moment when I asked you about permission, you didn't know anything about that. So but it was not commercial purpose. So I was honest with you, and we just like try. And it was live performance. It was not so successful, but I got a.
It was not so successful because of the wrong music, maybe.
Perfect, but it was live performance with Kinect technology, and we didn't have much time for preparing, and the like Kinect didn't read perfect my movements. That's why it was not so good, but doesn't matter because I got huge experience, and now I'm experienced about license too. So I won't ask you for free your music. Sorry.
No. Everybody's always open to ask for free because it always depends on the situation. So the thing is, the absolute most important is the asking. Then you already made 95% of everything in my heart, because asking is really nice. And then I can also share everything and see what people are doing with this music, for example. And
nice.
Let's connect later again, because I need to see something what you did. And anyway,
nice. The music, the song is incredible. Like, wow. I think Oli will put it for other audience, for the audience, because your song is incredible. The guy, the cool guy in a digital
the
world.
Guy. Yeah, he's the cool guy.
He's cool.
No, sometimes you have some lucky moves.
All right. After this little conversation between two beautiful guests, that was awesome, actually. So let's go back to your geometric dancing, Irina.
Okay.
So we saw this little video. So tell us about, because there is definitely an evolution between voguing and your connection to forms, your connection to geometry. Do you want to talk to us about that?
Okay. Let's get back to China and no voguing in China. The moment. So everything has two sides, and one side that I was pushing voguing, and another side that I came with some voguing skills and some, not just voguing, I was doing contemporary, modern dance, and already hip hop dance. So I was kind of, I had inside some mix of dance skills, and I started to dance with dancers, with different music, with different styles, not just with dancers of my style. And that's how this shift was happened. When you dance with different approach, with different flow, your mindset and your dancing style started to change. So I dance voguing movements with hip-hop music, with house music, with some experimental beats, with abstract, with funk music. And it was super hard. And maybe Angela will understand me if, for example, she will dance flamenco with hip-hop. Of course it's possible. We are professionals, but first time it will be some like wow, I don't know what, like, so super different flow, super different melody in music. And I started to find like my way. I started to experiment with geometry, which I take from voguing. And I started to experimenting with positions, with posings, with attitude. And that's how I started to change this like classical way of styles. And then I understood that my experiments went so successfully. And when I started to show them on voguing balls, many people said, oh, it's not voguing, it's something we don't know. And it was not so, it was not take with enthusiastic my movements, because they were too experimental. And I understood at this moment that I want to go by my own, and I want to continue my experiments, and I don't want to be in some limits. I don't want to be limited because I'm a free person and I keep away myself anything that can limit me. So I understand that I did for vlogging a lot, and I had my house. Like, I have people whom I still support, and they found their own way, but I should follow my heart and my way. And I started to experiment with objects around me, with interior design, with external forms, with architecture. First, it was just like experiments with my phone. I put my phone and I dance, maybe like freestyle, and then I check the recording and it's interesting. But then it's like it came more and more, and I came to the idea that the connection between external form, like everything that you see around yourself, is a form. And even you see this ceiling is a form, and these forms we can give them some qualities like textures, colors, linear or curved, and everything connects to us, connects to our body, and our body is a form too. So I came to the idea that I want to experiment in these forms. It's super interesting. It can be geometrical form, or it can be just form, because it's a little bit different. So that's how I came to my new way in my artistic approach, and that's how I started this my style, maybe.
Not nice. I think it's beautiful.
I think this is really interesting because every art seems to be, or every kind of making art seems to be pretty similar. Because when I'm writing music, it's also about maybe nice architecture or something. At least these things are triggering me, or geometry, or the complete opposite or something. All what she was saying, I can totally share with myself.
Nice.
Ooh. I think because there is like the universe laws, the laws about harmony, the laws about beauty, they all the same,
right?
For movement,
I was always like saying like it's similar to painting a picture. It's like first making the lines, then choosing the colors and something. But now I realize it's with dancing, it's the same, or at least similar. With other forms of art, it's really similar. So it's the family is closer than I thought.
Yeah, we are so close to each other, right?
Of course.
Let's move on to your dance and digital art. So can you talk about the connection there? Because that's again another evolution and in what you're doing in your dancing and in your art. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to show an example first?
Yeah, please. Yes.
This was really nice. I enjoyed that a lot. It was all the projection and the music, everything was fitting so well. I'm psyched. Really nice.
Irina, you are gorgeous, inspiring.
She's sublime.
Of course. We cannot listen to you.
Can you hear me?
No, I mean, Irina.
So much.
Irina, sorry.
I can't wait to see your beautiful dancing. I've checked through your Instagram profile and like your dancing. And actually, what I think it's not so close to flamenco, but about these poses and the hands movements. I was searching like when I dance in voguing, when I went deep in the culture, I worked a lot with hands movements, and I kind of make my own research about those dancing, like traditional dancing of the hands, like Taiwanese dance, this nail dance, this, and flamenco dance with these postures. Yes, incredible. And I have my very, very old dream to dance with flamenco dancer.
So here we are.
Cool. So now we should organize a project together. Here we have Martin, we have two dancers. Let's go.
Perfect. Perfect. So let's go back to digital art.
Yes, okay, let's back. And the video you saw, actually very, very like old. It's one of my first experiments. It was projection mapping, and I took this visual of a Bulgarian designer, and I wanted to find the proper mood of my movements and proper aesthetics for the visual, for the storytelling of this visual. And I found the proper music. So I want to find this point where all these three elements, like design, my movements, and music, will be in the same point, and they will tell about the same thing, about harmony and about some emotional state. So yes, this work was one of the first. Actually, it was made right after experiment with Martin music.
Oh, okay.
And as it was more successful. Yes. Okay. So I was always fascinated by connection with technologies, when different art forms connected with technologies. It's something magical for me. And I like all innovations. I like even when some new stuff for home or for cooking came to the market, and it's so interesting for me. Maybe I don't use all this stuff. Yes, I don't use all this stuff, but
se me va la conexión aquí, voy arriba.
What?
I think it's Pedro. Pedro, can you please put your microphone on mute? Thanks.
Okay. Pedro, hi. So
Hi, Pedro.
I'm so fascinated by the mind of the human, how we can create everything, and it's so inspirational. And I started to collaborate with digital artists in 2018, and my aim in this connection is to mix, like we can say, old world or like real world, my physical movements, with digital world, and to find like some modern points where we can deliver our thoughts, like my thoughts, my ideas. I think like this because we all live in a in a digital epoch, and we can't imagine our life without phone. We use it every moment, every minute, maybe every 10 minutes. And we use different technologies, and maybe even sometimes we don't realize that we are using them because it's just so common for us. And in my opinion, modern art should reflect those new issues. And yes, I'm just interested in that. Since 2018, I experimented and learned different technologies, different forms of digital art, such as Kinect technology, 3D animation, real-time creative coding, artificial intelligence art, what else? Projection mapping. So I'm experimenting with different artists and create some new forms with new meanings.
Well, which is a nice segue to NFT. So new form of art. I know that you're doing some NFT pieces. Do you want to quickly talk about that?
Yes, I'm an NFT artist since August 2021. And I hope you guys know something a little bit about NFT. It's a huge topic. So if like I will talk maybe about it so widely, it will take more than an hour. So I won't.
Probably not, but we'll put a link for people to have a look at your NFT art. It's on your Linktree website account. But yeah, this technique of blockchain and selling a unique piece, I think that's really interesting, and I invite people to have a look at that. Why did you get into NFT? And that, I guess that's ephemeral kind of art, of which goes and will be sold once and not repeated. What interests you in that?
So when I started my NFT way, before maybe 1 year ago, I here and there heard about like cryptocurrency, crypto community, and many friends told me about that, and okay. Okay, later. And maybe in August, I came to the point that I want to be an independent artist. And country, it's almost impossible to live from dancing, and like to be an artist and live from dancing. Like I can be a teacher and earn some money from teaching. I can be, I can do some commercial job for some commercial singers, which I'm not so into that culture. I don't like too much pop songs and this like superstar songs. I'm not this person. So there is no actually other way to create, to be a dancer and to earn some money for next projects and for living. So I came to the point that I still want to be an artist. I don't want to change profession, and I didn't want to be this commercial dancer, like in a third row, fifth from the left, behind some, Beyonce. I like Beyonce, but I didn't want to be in the fifth row. I want to share my world, and I want to inspire people by my ideas. And that's how I know NFT. And my friend just told me, I'm selling my video works. And he's quite experimenting dancer from Chile. And I was like, wow, please tell me more about that. And we had a call and talk about that. He tell a lot about this world. And I was like, okay, I want to try.
Nice.
Yes, I started to create collaborative. First, it was video works, but in January I started to collaborate with artificial intelligence artists, and this works started to be like collaborative digital artworks. So I combined physical dancing with like digital with visual,
Yeah.
with digital, and what I want to say about NFT, like the most important thing for me that since the war was started, NFT community supported Ukrainians and Ukrainian artists like so strongly, like incredible. Support is really incredible. There are a lot of different exhibitions where different collectors bought works of Ukrainian artists. They like the support is incredible, really. So I can earn some money. I can help my friends. I can help some refugee. I help animal shelters, and that's how this NFT space even change some meaning for me since the war was started. So support is huge. And second point that I really love in NFT community, that everyone supports everyone. So dancing world is quite competitive. And in dancing world, we should be better. We should be more beautiful, more flexible, more I should be my producer for myself. I should tell how cool I am, this stuff. Yes, I should do this for NFT, but it's just like I should be better than myself. I shouldn't be better than this girl or this guy or, I don't know, this collective. So, and everyone supports your art. Like, we share in our thoughts, we give comments, we make some retweets. So it's interesting. I don't say that there are only positive sides. Of course, there are like some two sides, but for now, I'm so happy that I have an opportunity to collaborate my artworks with beautiful composers, with beautiful digital artists, and some collectors appreciated my art, and I'm happy to be an artist. I'm happy not to change the profession.
Beautiful.
Yes.
We've put the link into the chat, but as well on Facebook. So I invite everyone to visit your NFT art and to buy and support you. And that's the best, I guess, the best support we can do at the moment. Final question for you, in a few words: Sublime moves. What does it make you think about when I say Sublime moves? What do you think? Well,
I really feel now I'm in the point when I have kind of like before life and after life. Before this, like the 24th February when the war was started, and this month influenced me a lot. Of course, in some like bad way, some stresses, some depression, yes. But I found a lot of positive moments because I feel so much power now as an artist. And maybe first time in my life, I understand how can I change people's perspective. How can I inspire, and even I can share my income with other people, and I'm an artist. And back to Sublime, I want to say that I feel the power of art now, really like never in my life maybe. And I feel that artists have some like mission in this world. Maybe I'm too philosophical or too, I don't know, religious. I don't know. But I want to say these words that our soul is so high vibrative are so light, our souls, and we should deliver these emotions, the perspective of our feelings. We should deliver how we see this world. We should deliver the beauty of this world, and that's how we can inspire this world to be better. Yeah, maybe I'm sounds too,
No,
like
no, not at all. It's absolutely
but but from my heart. And Sublime for me, it's something that we can feel, and we can transform through our music, for example, for Martin, or movement for us with Angela, and we can deliver this high vibrative, high souled state. So that's what I think about Sublime moves, and I will work for my quality, for my technique of my works, of my live performances, of everything to deliver my mission. Okay, let's say it like this.
No, thank you so much. It's beautiful what you just said. Thank you. You staying with us?
Yeah, I'm staying. If something happen, I will just go.
Yeah, of course.
I want Martin and Angela, so beautiful artists, so I have a chance to listen.
Excellent. Well, next on my list, because I forgot to introduce her, at the beginning, but it will be Angela Carbajo. Is that right? Did I pronounce it properly?
Great.
So, buenos dias para ti. So, Angela, I describe you, you're a dancer, choreographer, a creator, and flamenco teacher, and I think a bit more. We've got a little surprise for Martin, but we'll show that a little bit later. So, would you mind telling us a bit, I like starting with that question, a bit about your childhood? And you're from Bilbao, País Vasco in Spain, and so I want to know what it's like to grow up in Bilbao, and then we'll do the transition to music and piano and flamenco afterwards.
Okay, so first of all, I'm sorry because I have a little voice because I've been ill for the last 2 weeks, so this is the result. I'm sorry about that. And Irina, I was listening to you, like, I love the way you were explaining, and I think that we have lots of similarities, and I was learning about your speaking, so thank you. So, okay, coming back to your question, Oli,
Sure.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it because sharing my time with all of you, and especially with Martin and Irina, who are great artists, for me is a pleasure. So thank you very much for inviting me. Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm from Bilbao, and I have the best mix ever because I have south and north roots. I mean, my mom is from the north, from the Basque Country, and my dad is from the south, from Andalusia. So yeah, that's the best mixture, you know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Any mix here in Spain or all around the world is something good. So yeah, I grew up here in Bilbao. I'm the youngest of 2 sisters, and it's going to sound like a cliche, but it's the truth. I was a child who was all day dancing and singing all day, and that's true. I spent a lot of time in the south of Spain, in a village in Huelva, but I grew up here in Bilbao. And I would like to tell you some memory. One of the best memory in my mind regarding my childhood, because especially I asked my sister to introduce me when we were, for example, having lunch or having dinner at home. I was hidden in a little toilet we had in a dining room, and I asked her, I called her Tata, Tata, introduce me. So she had to say out loud, ladies and gentlemen, with all of you, Ángela Carbajo, and I appeared like a superstar. And I did everything at once. I mean, dancing, singing, making the instruments with my mouth, everything. And that's why my family called me, how can I say that in English? The little orchestra girl, the little orchestra girl. Yeah. So,
How do you say in Spanish, that? The little orchestra?
la niña orquesta.
La niña orquesta.
Yeah. Than the mujer orquesta today, nowadays, of course.
Of course.
Mujer or niña, I'm still that girl.
So you studied music, piano, and training flamenco. Was it a tradition in your family? I mean, from your dad from Andalusia, probably there was some roots, or what? No? No,
not in that sense. I mean, none of the members of my family are in flamenco world, you know. They are not professionally linked to that world. But with regard to music, dancing, instruments, and so on, yeah, of course, because my mommy is a music teacher, and there
and she's here tonight, so we can say buenos días. ¿Cómo se llama,
yeah.
Mama? Marianne.
She's there.
Yes. Hello, Marianne. Where does she live in Spain?
Now she's in Alicante.
Alicante, okay, nice.
So, yeah, there have always been pianos, guitar, drums, and things like that at home. And on the other side, my daddy is a music lover and especially a flamenco lover. Ah. So it was very easy for me to fall in love with flamenco music and flamenco in general.
The big question for you, and I'd love to know, because that's I'd love to know from the inside, is what is flamenco for you?
Okay, wow.
Okay.
Let me think, because it seems easy as I'm flamenco dancer. It's like, okay, easy question, not at all. It's a very, very difficult question, because it is not something, it's not just something about the way of express my inside, which it is, of course, but it's not only that, it's something deeper. It's my passion for sure, but okay, flamenco is the love of my life. That's it. Yeah, I could say that. Because when I listen to flamenco music, or when I dance flamenco, there is something that I cannot express with my words. It just happens. So yeah, the love of my life, it could be said like that.
Beautiful. Let's talk about your creations, because I think, like Irina, there is an evolution, and there is expression and differences over the year with your way of dancing. And I want us to talk about. I'll share something. I want us to talk about Cuckoo. So what is cuckoo?
So impressive. Wow. Incredible.
Yeah, it was a bit slow, the video, so maybe you can upload the link so that
Okay, sorry.
people can see. No worries, no worries. The essence was there. So
It's
could you?
the streaming sometimes.
Yeah, it happens. No worries at all. Could you repeat me the question, please? Only.
Yeah, cuckoo. What is cuckoo? Tell us a bit about cuckoo.
Okay, cuckoo. Okay.
Is it an evolution in your interpretation or an experimentation? What is it? Because it's not only cuckoo, there's mountain range, sandbox. There's a lot of things that you are experimenting, or what?
Okay. Well, yeah. When I create or when I'm starting a new project, I always try to keep in mind two aspects, which are the main aspects for me. The first one is to don't lose the respect to flamenco and its tradition. And the second thing is to be honest to myself and to the way of life. No, not to the way of life, to the moment of my life. So, of course, Irina, before we're talking about this, it's very difficult for us as artists to focus on one style and to find our way of dancing, because we are not stopped. We are humans and we evolve. So our art does so too. So, for example, I'm going to start with Arenera, which is the oldest one about what you have named. Arenera was created in, if I'm not sure, but I think it was 2017. It was just after having been living in Japan for 1 whole year. So I missed my country a lot, especially my town, which is Las Arenas. It is in the city of Bilbao, but it's smaller. And I was with that feeling of missing my country when I was living abroad, and trying to take my roots. I create Arenera, and I call it like that because I'm not sure about the right word in English. In Spanish it is gentilicio. I think it's similar in English, gentilicio. Like the nickname of the people who live in a place, who are from a place.
Okay.
The name.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's in English.
Yeah.
So the name of the people who are from Las Arenas is Arenera or Arenero, female or male, And I focused on my roots from Las Arenas, but of course dancing flamenco, which is from my other roots, the south.
Yeah.
And later on, I moved to the in English mountain range, Serranía. But unfortunately, it has been released yet because with the pandemic everything stopped. So it would be released for the next year in Vienna. But it is, as its name says, something related to nature. So it's not about roots or my feelings, but something outside me, So that's the evolution. And then Cuckoo, which is my
latest
creation. Yeah. Cuckoo was released 2 years ago in Valencia, but like in a short format. And this year, in April 30 and the 1st of May, It's going to be the absolute premiere here in Bilbao. And it is like a performance, you know, it's something deeper. It's a conceptual art and experimental art. So where the idea itself, it's more important than the movements or the lighting, which is something very important for me when I dance, you know. So Cuckoo is about, it's a surprise, of course, but I'm going to give you some clues, okay? It's about the measure of life focused on speed, time, and distance. That's summary.
Which date we wanna come?
Okay, yeah, really. I invite you to come in for sure. It is April 30 and the 1st of May. It is Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, I will find in your Instagram the link.
Okay, thank you, Irina. It would be great having you here.
Awesome. You said, quoting you, the primacy of the self is what allows us to approach flamenco. And specifically, it stands from a psychological vision centered on personality. Can you explain what you meant by that, and particularly what is investigating flamenco from within?
Okay, that's not easy. I love that you make me this question, ask me this question. This quote summarizes my master thesis. So I'm trying to explain it not too much deep, in a very, very deep way, okay? Because I want you to understand me, of course. Flamenco dancing is an individual flamenco dance, okay? It's an individual flamenco type of dancing, and it focuses on each person and their features, okay? That's the first point. Flamenco dancing is neither a collective dancing nor pays attention to physical aspects. It doesn't want the equivalence between dancers, and flamenco dancing doesn't eliminate the differences between dancers. So flamenco dancing, flamenco in general, but flamenco dancing pays attention to each person and to each way of being of each dancer. And here is the key, I think. Each flamenco dancer, each bailaora, with their own nuances, create their own dance, of course, having acquired the necessary techniques, learnings in order to become a professional dancer, of course, but all those knowledges are kept to highlight the way of being while dancing.
Nice.
It's a bit deep, but it is.
Deep is good. Deep is good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Deep is good. We're missing the deep. We're missing the deep in our daily life. So deep is good.
No, thank you. The thing is how to perform. And that's why we can study or investigate flamenco dancing from a psychological view of personality. Okay.
Wow. let's keep the deep happening. Let's get into the teaching now, because you're also a teacher. So what is it teaching for you? What does it bring you to your life as a choreographer, as a dancer, as a creator, as an artist? Why do you need to teach?
Okay. I was sorry, because I'm still in that deep moment, and I was going to say that the University of Cadiz gave me a prize for this master thesis, and I love the theme, and I think it's a new window, because I'm investigating the flamenco from another point of view, which is necessary. I personally think so, and I'm thinking about starting my PhD. So I will inform you, because if you like the deepness, is it the right word in English? The noun?
Yep.
Okay. So moving on to,
and we'll call you doctor as well. So that's just another teacher, doctor.
Okay. Regarding teaching.
Teaching, yes, it's deep as well.
Of course, but it's my real life, you know. All the girls from my mom's side are and were teachers, and me too, of course. I couldn't be less, you know, in a family like that. And my mommy always, even nowadays that I'm adult, she always repeats me, Angela, be generous. If you want to be a teacher, look, she doesn't say if you want to be a good teacher, because it's nothing to do about good teacher or bad teacher, not at all. It is about being a teacher or pretending to be one, you know? So she always says, be generous, and I try to do it each time that I teach, because for me as a teacher, I love teaching, I love it. And for me as a teacher, the best thing would be that my learners could overcome me. Do you understand what I mean? Because if I, as a teacher, keep things from me or save things while I'm teaching, that means that you are not a teacher and you are an insecure person. That's what I think. But if what you want as a teacher is your learner, your pupils, to achieve one goal, you have to give what you have and give what you are. And if they achieve that goal, and besides that, they overcome you, that's the best present ever. And that's about maybe self-confidence, maybe. But I think that's my base to being a teacher. And that we never stop learning, even though we are teachers.
Sublime moves. What does it mean to you? What does it make you think about?
Sublime or sublime moves for me is the limit between two concepts that can be easily confused. And I'm going to give you an example in order to understand me better. I usually say in my classes, guys, I would like you to make this movement, for example, stronger, okay? Okay, do one thing strong with strength. Doesn't mean to make it abrupt. Or, for example, dancing in a sexy way doesn't mean being obscene. Yeah. Or if we are learning or practicing turns, I would like you to arrive to that turn on time. No earlier or after, at the right time, on time. So that's sublime moves for me. The dancing in the edge of concepts.
Nice. We're going to take a break, a little break. And during that little break, we're going to show you've done something for us, which is absolutely beautiful, Angela. And I want to share that. So it's going to be our sharing break. And then afterwards, we'll go on to Martin. Martin, you're not gone yet?
I'm still here. Yeah.
Good. Angela, please stay with us. I'll share these little piece, and yeah, we'll come back and together afterwards.
this was totally unexpected and so amazing. It's when Ollie was contacting me and asking me, and I was talking about the other guests. I was like, yeah, interesting, but it was still hard for me to figure out in the first place what could be the connection of my music with, for example, flamenco. With voguing maybe a little bit, or everything Irina is doing, but apart from that, for me, all this video was a mix of everything. It was Irina, it was you, and it was my music, because for me it was also like voguing and artistic dance, but I really had shivers at that moment. I think I wasn't imagining it, but it was real when you were stomping your feet and this Spanish style stuff and clapping thing.
Yeah,
This was wow. This was so amazing, because this was the key for me. This is actually working, and it's brilliantly working.
yeah.
This was. I only heard it for 5 or 6 seconds or something, not through the whole thing. I don't know if it was more, because the sound quality wasn't that good. But this track is all about like building and building and building and building, and this was a key element of building to explode. Wow, so awesome. This was really cool.
Of course it works, and I didn't want to be flamenco dancing and your music on it. For me it doesn't make sense.
Boring?
For me it's
Okay.
boring, easy. It's not my style, but it is something deeper. Again, I'm a deep person, as you can see. And it fits great, and yeah, of course I'm trying to make some different movements, maybe more Irina style. So it has been a pleasure, and don't have any doubt that the inspiration was you and your music.
For me, it was a remix of the whole podcast. It was Irina, it was you with flamenco and the music, and but this was already amazing. But the feet stepping and this was for me. Wow, this was.
I'm sorry,
This
because
was awesome. Really, I had shivers when this came in.
great, thank you. Sorry, because I told Oli I had to cut just a little part of your music because it lasts.
Of course, I last 9 minutes. It's becoming boring, and it's really tricky to build this.
No worry, but it wanted to be shorter. Just that's it. But I think it lasts almost 5 minutes. So
yeah, for 4:48. So, and you had carte blanche, so you could.
Thank you so much. It was so nice.
welcome.
Yeah, and we'll do an edit version, which you're going to be able to rewatch, and I'll send you. We'll share everything. It's just the the streaming. When you're live, that's what happened. Martin, by the way, congrats on the new release of Synth City.
Yeah, it's just I don't want to make it smaller as it is, but it's just a side project. We're talking about why I'm going where later, but thank you anyway.
No, because I didn't want to forget, so I saw that yesterday, I think. Anyway, just congrats on that. So Martin, we make time for you because you were to be in India, you were to be in Goa, you were touring India, and you didn't. So you're still in Berlin, but how are you feeling? Are you good? Are you?
I'm good. Yeah. I'm not in Goa, as I said earlier. There are no palm trees. There are some palm trees over here. Yeah. No, but. I'm in Berlin. The India tour had to be rescheduled because I caught a positive test, but I had no symptoms, so I was lucky. I'm
that's
fine.
Good. So musician, music producer, DJ. So I want to talk about, start at 16, 17 years old with you. Not because I'm not interested of what happened before, but that's when I think you discovered electronic music. And I want to know what was exciting. Do you remember what was exciting for you at the time?
Yeah, it's two parts of the excitement. The first part is the consumer, the teenager who is going out, and this electronic music was brand new. It was not like 10 years ago. It was already there, and you discover it. It was brand new. Electronic music itself was there already, but not kind of for the clubs, and not this DJing stuff, not this ravish stuff. I was interested in this music before, like Depeche Mode or something, like music which was band related, but still electronic synthesized and something. But this was kind of new because, it was not punk rock or whatever, or punk music, which was out at that time, and my friends were going to clubs where this kind of rock music was played. This was totally different. It was not like going out at 10, 11 to the clubs and leaving at 1 drinking beers or something. For us, it was like going to the clubs at 4 a.m. or something, and then returning at 12 at noon, not drinking too much, not taking any drugs or something. It was kind of sports and just dancing and dancing and dancing. And this was really exciting. It was kind of avant-gardistic at that time because it was just a few people of our school going there. And I'm always looking for something new, what is exciting, and not going with the flow all the time or what the other friends are doing. And so it was just a few people and me going to these clubs, and this culture was also like not going in your hometown to a club. You were really open for driving somewhere and taking the car for 2 hours to go to a special club or something, and this rave scene started where things were coming kind of illegal, which was even more exciting when you're 16, 17, 18. And this was the one part, and the other part of the excitement was the kind of production side, because I was at that time I was into computers a little bit, and it was fascinating for me how this music is done, because you were used to playing the piano, playing the guitar, playing drums, but suddenly you were able 10 years before already, but it was really way harder to achieve that, like Kraftwerk or something. They were doing it like with self-built electronic instruments, but then suddenly synthesizers were sold. They were still really expensive, but you were able to get an electronic instrument and play yourself. And the fascinating thing for me was when you think about electronic music, it's always people are thinking the computer is doing the thing. It's obviously not. It's at that time the computer was only the recording device. It was not the audio recording device. It's not like when you have a cassette player, or nowadays hitting the record button on your computer digitally. It was just recording what key you are pressing on the keyboard. It was just not music, but he was just recording the notes, and then you are putting everything together anyway. And all this and this technology that you're pressing a button and the computer is registering it and recording it, and you can play it back. This was fascinating for me. And then you're diving deeper. First, I was renting the first synthesizer, or a friend was lending it to me, and I was playing with it. Then I was buying my first one. At that time I was finishing school, and then I went to civil service for 1.5 years, and during that time I was able to buy my first synthesizer. It was a lot of money at that time, but I was spending everything into these things.
Yeah.
And when I was doing my first record, it was still like super simple recording environment. But these were the times where I'm looking back with glancing eyes, because everything was new, everything was exciting. You were so limited, and you were trying to do your best with just limited piece of gear. Nowadays you have everything, and this is limiting you now even more, because you don't know what to choose, what to choose from, and this is making it not easier. Yeah. Even though you have so much possibilities. This is why I'm limiting myself now even more and more, and returning from millions of instruments back to the piano. And it's so fascinating that this instrument, this piano, is still so flexible after hundreds of years, that you can bring some stuff out of it, out of simplicity. And but back to your question, yeah, these were the two key things.
When you started making music, who has influenced or inspired you at the time? Inspired you, the style?
When I was a little younger, as I said, I was always looking left and right. There were bands like Nirvana, or that it was Rock Age or something, or Queen or something. But I didn't really enjoy that music. I understand it now, funnily, and I was always looking for something else. And so as I said, I was really into Depeche Mode, music like that.
Who was it?
This is still for me the. This is nostalgia. Awesome. This is triggering everything of your youth and all that. But and then when it comes to electronic music, there wasn't any more these people who were inspiring me. It was the music which was inspiring me, and of course there were kind of DJs or people who were bringing this music to the crowds in the earlier days. Like in Germany, there was a guy there's still a guy who is called, his name is Sven Weth, and I was one of his followers. And because I was living at that time in Frankfurt, this music was born in the US and in Europe at that time, but Germany was a special part here. It was Frankfurt and Berlin, two scenes which were colliding all the time, because they were very, very different. And I was lucky to be born in Frankfurt, to have access to all these things at the source. So yeah.
Beautiful Life and Make Love to Me Baby were created in one night. Do you want to tell us the story behind it?
It's like, now I can come back to Angela and her question.
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't do two full tracks in one night. But thing is, when you do music, it's for every kind of music or for every kind of art. You're jamming. You're trying to put elements together. You're deleting elements, or you're removing elements. You're adding elements, and you're playing with stuff. And for a day, for weeks, for months, nothing is happening. And then suddenly everything is falling together. And reason for that I can't explain. It's maybe the time, or it's like a state of consciousness or something, a mood or something. This is why I'm when I'm asked for who inspired you for this kind of music, or what did you feel when you were producing that, or what do you want to express or something. Actually, my answer is really disappointing, because I'm kind of I'm not so deep. I'm quite superficial, or I was at that time. I'm starting to become deep now, or in the last few years. But at that moment, I'm like more generic and trying to do logical things. However, as I said, at these moments when something is finished, or when you're in the right mood and or you're finally deciding, putting the right things together at the right time. This is maybe this moment. And back to Angela, exactly. This is when I know something is finished, when I'm jamming and jamming and jamming, or when it's late at night or something, or the sun is shining and something, and suddenly it's all makes sense. And then you are also in, and then you're also in the flow, and then you can't stop, because sometimes you're like, I need to work, I need to do this and something, and then suddenly everything is so easy. And there's so often moments when I think, oh shit, something might be wrong with my brain or something, because all the creativity is not coming back or something. The so-called creativity. And you're wondering, and when you have this writer's block or something, and then this moment is coming back, and after all these years, I finally know that this moment is coming back. It's finally returning. If it takes 1 day, 1 hour, 1 year, 1 decade, whatever.
It's similar to, I think, to Irina.
I think so. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, very similar, and I think that you will be deeper after this interview.
Yeah. After listening 1.5 hours to you guys, I'm definitely sure. No, I don't want to call myself like super superficial, but I noticed from myself that that finally in the last 5 years I understood way more things than I did like years ago. I was watching, for example, this Queen movie or something. I hated Queen, and now after this movie, I love Queen. Genius. So amazing. Just as an example. But back to your question. Yeah, this was the day when it was a night. It was not the best surroundings. It was not the best moments or time of my life I had, and I was putting the right pieces together of Beautiful Life, and then it was maybe 3 or 4 a.m. and then I thought, oh, I'm still not tired, I'm still psyched, this is not too bad, let's finish this B-side, Make Love to Me Baby, and this also took 2 hours, so it was a quite successful evening.
Yeah, I must admit, I love both tracks, and I was putting some posts on Insta yesterday and today, and I'm like, wow, it brought me back to to some years. But it's not about me. You were to tour, play in India. You told me when we spoke previously that you do that every year or twice a year. What's so special about it? What's so special about touring in India or playing in India?
There's no special rule that I'm going every year, every twice a year or something, but I'm going frequently. One reason is that I have a huge fan base there. This electronic music scene exploded in India like 10 years ago or something, and the country is really big. There are many people, so there's a reason for it, and I was lucky to be one of the. Maybe it was also in this age of Beautiful Life or something, or a few years before, which was also popular there. And sometimes you are lucky and you're having an impact there, and you stayed in their minds. And I made some nice contacts there and built my fan base. And this is why I'm pretty known there. And I'm really enjoying going to India, because it's everybody in Europe, for example, when you talk about India, they have no idea about India, and B, it's not their first choice to go to experience or to go on holiday or something. And for me, it was also like when I had been there the first time, I was like, oh my god. This is a mess. This is a big mess. And after a few days, or after the next visit, and after locals took me somewhere, I understood the whole thing, how everything works there, and it's absolutely beautiful, especially the people. It's so nice, and it's just so it's so different, and the whole thing, how everything works, is so different to how we are used to it, that you might be scared in the first place, but on the other hand, it's just wow. You need to go there with no prejudice and go with the flow, and then you experience everything people are talking about. And I even haven't been to the northern parts where all this spiritual people are going, or something, smoking something on a stone or so, and as they told me, and I haven't even experienced that, but I still enjoy it.
Your creative life is today what I call a dance between your decks, your studio, and your classical heritage. What's the most exciting for you? What's next?
This is changing over time. It's when I'm circling back to when I started at 17 or something. This was the moment when I wasn't deep. I just wanted to become famous or something and make money, or and with something I really like, and everything afterwards became a journey to stick on that. And now finally I make them, and also a reason why, for example, I didn't like music I did maybe 2 years ago, from that time. Like when I was 25, I developed again, and I thought, well, what did you do with 22? This was horrible or something. And this was continuing, and now my quest is always like being on the hunt for staying excited for this music, because I'm becoming bored really fast with stuff, and I changed my style so often, and my fans weren't able to follow me. This was a big problem for me, because I'm first I started with trance, then I went to house music because it was sexier or something. Then I went to more contemporary music, or even then piano, because it was more sophisticated or something. I was always thinking too much, and now I finally made my peace, because I still enjoy what I did maybe 5 years ago. But back to the DJing and live act, and something what I like the most, it's a mixture of everything. It's like being a producer is amazing, because you can do music which you can perform after. This is amazing. And being a DJ is amazing, because you can test the music in front of people, what you are doing, and I was lucky to be a DJ, and at those times when DJing was still a kind of nice thing, not really commercial or something. The DJ was sitting somewhere in the corner. Now he is in front of everybody. It has become so ridiculous. It's just Instagram and social media and nice visuals and something. And at my age, it was like the music what he's playing. This was the only important thing. And as this is becoming a little bit more boring for me, I concentrating now more on live shows, and want to do something more band-based again, because when I was young, the band thing was a great thing, but I was more the individual at that times. But now I want to find some surrounding, maybe some 1 or 2 people whom I can do something together, because sharing is always better than doing everything on your own. Sharing is caring, as we say.
You have 2 dancers already in your
Absolutely,
band.
yeah. This is my head is always is already turning since 1 hour, so making so many plans. I will email you guys both later on with everything.
And you know what, ladies, he's going to be on tour in Melbourne the first week of September. So let's make it happen, yeah?
Yeah, Australia is always also really inspiring, and another fan base I really like a lot.
I'm a fan of yours. Final little question for you before before I look at the time and I'm like, oh my God, this is the longest show I've done ever, but this is the most beautiful one as well. What does Sublime tunes mean to you? What's Sublime? What is that word?
When you were asking the ladies beforehand, I was already thinking and what would be for me Sublime, but I think and again, for me, it's like from the consumer perspective or from the artist's perspective. And I think it's both. It's like I said before, the moment when everything is falling together, or a track can be nice, but it's not making sense in my head, and not everything is falling together. A track of mine or a track from somebody else. So Sublime means for me shivers when it makes sense, when it's the right moment, maybe also combined with the right things happening in my mind or in my head or in my brain. Something like that.
Yeah, I'll take it. Thank you.
It's tricky to describe. Maybe tomorrow I'm telling you something completely different.
I'll go for it. We've got some question time, so I'll give you a bit of background. A friend of mine who is a music producer from Chile, I asked him to share some questions, to have some questions for you guests, Angela, Irina, and Martin. Are you happy to hear his question? They are in Spanish and subtitled in English. So, Angela, we'll start with you.
Hola familia Talent Punk, soy Nico Orión, estoy muy feliz de compartir con ustedes. I'm going to speak in Spanish because today my English it doesn't flow very well, so I send you this video with subtitles. I'm going to start with Ángela. Hola Ángela, un placer conectar contigo. Creo que tu propuesta tiene una pasión y una fusión súper interesante. Con respecto a las fusiones, quería hacerte dos preguntas. Primero, ¿qué piensas sobre lo que está haciendo Rosalía hoy en día? Que creo que su propuesta cada vez se aleja más del flamenco clásico. Y en ese mismo contexto, ¿de qué manera tú como artista del flamenco que hace fusión puedes mantener la tradición clásica en este mundo tan globalizado y digitalizado?
I love the way he starts saying mi inglés hoy. Sorry, I was thinking it in Spanish. My English doesn't flow today. That's great. That's why I'm going to speak in Spanish.
So his name is Nicolas Orion. I forgot to say it's Nicolas. He's a very, very good friend of mine. He was on the show, and yeah, so
he's great. I love it. That okay. About Rosalía, I'm not going to go into, I mean, if Rosalia's style is flamenco or it isn't. I'm not I want to go to that point, but I love every fusion because I think it's a way of evolve. And if you are, as an artist, honest with yourself and your interests, because the goals are different on each person. So if you are honest to yourself, you can do or create whatever you want, of course, without hurt anybody else. But I like the mixtures. I'm a mix. I've started this interview saying that, so great.
Nice. Awesome.
And with regard to the other question, how can I conserve that tradition of flamenco in this nowadays world? It seems something difficult because, as Martin has said before, nowadays is more difficult because there are lots of things, and it is very easy for each of us to be or to arrive to another point. But I think it is easier because it's just about being natural without additives, you know, if you want to keep the tradition. And I always try to put my feet on earth, to not to forget where I'm from, not to forget how I did start as a flamenco dancer. And from this point, I let myself to growing up.
Beautiful.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hola Irina, es un placer también conectar contigo. Primero quiero enviarte mucha luz y amor a tu país por todo lo que está ocurriendo en estos momentos. De verdad me conmueve. Creo que como artistas tenemos el arte para usarlo como nuestra arma de luz y seguir iluminando y mostrándole la belleza del mundo a la gente. Veo que has hecho varios trabajos que tienen que ver con la virtualidad y las nuevas tecnologías. Quería preguntarte de qué manera piensas tú que una obra puede traspasar la esencia o el alma de un humano en una realidad que cada vez se acerca más al metaverso y a la realidad virtual y a la interconectividad.
It's a very deep question, actually. And yes, thank you for sending me light and beautiful vibrations. And I totally agree with the words of your friend about we should send the light. And I already said this before, right? Yes, regarding the question and the digital works. So about metaverse and all this stuff, I have like, I don't have a certain answer for this still, because I'm kind of between two worlds. One world is physical, where we can communicate, where we can meet, we meet new friends, and like we have the life that our parents, grandparents lived for years, right? And we have this new idea of metaverse, which from one side is frightened me, because I really don't want to live in a total digital world. I want to have some chip inside, some mask, but yes, I'm against this stuff. But from another side, you see, guys, we all are together now, and we talk together, and I know so deep things, even about you, Martin. You don't consider yourself as a deep person. You are.
And now I wasn't before.
So today you are.
It's all transformed now. It was an intervention, Martin. It was for you. It all meant to happen.
So yes, as you see, we are kind of in some other reality now. We all together in one point of time or realities or universe, and we are together. So this is so beautiful side. And for now, I don't know how to answer on those two sides. Like, I don't want to be virtually all day long. Like, I don't want to dance virtually. I love the ideas of digital collections, of digital exhibitions. It's a beautiful idea, but I don't want to experience this from my morning till the night. So I have this confrontation inside me, and I don't have the answer, the proper answer. Like, I like how we can implement digital world or new technologies in our life, how we can use phones, how we can add some deep meanings, more deep meanings, or meanings that I can't express with just my physical movements. For example, how can I show the trail of my movement? Yeah, I can move in some way, but I want to emphasize like the way of my movement, the trail. So I use some animation art or AI art to emphasize this trail. And this is beautiful, but I don't want to be in metaverse with chip inside. My kids in future will be with chip inside and communicate between those chips. I don't know. So like, I'm not afraid of this. What happened will be happened, you know, but I'm on the side of consciousness. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry,
okay.
I'm today.
Nice.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for thanks.
It's an open answer for me, an open question. So
yeah, and I'll connect Nicholas with you, Nico. I'll connect it because he's a digital artist as well, so you can share.
Wow.
Final question I have to share as well. Oh my God. So for Martin.
Hola Martín, un placer también conectar contigo. Estuve escuchando tu música y de verdad me encanta, creo que tiene mucha alma. Con respecto también a lo mismo de la digitalización, tú mismo te defines como un artista análogo en un mundo digital. Quería que me contaras un poco sobre tu proceso creativo en lo analógico, qué máquinas usas o cuánto tiempo, no sé, te puede llevar a componer un tema. ¿Y de qué manera crees tú que el alma de una obra o de un artista perdura o trasciende en una obra digital?
Regarding the first question, how I approach stuff, and regarding this analog guy in a digital world, yeah, the sentence explains it quite well. I have become quite old school, or I'm sticking to stuff I'm used to from when I was younger, like this DJing in the corner and not this presentation in front of everybody. So everything has become digital, and but on the other hand, it has become avant-garde to do also to use also analog pieces again, and even to reproduce the wrongs and faults of these machines, the noise and everything. And this is what I really enjoy. I'm enjoying it because maybe have become older, or simply because I want to be different from the mainstream or something. So my approach is nowadays, again, limitations. It's not like starting the computer, like what I did like 10 or 15 years ago. It's just taking a piece of gear, even if it's the piano or something, and see what happens. And finally, also, even though it was funny in the beginning, to dive a little bit deeper and to really find out if I'm really a creative person, or if this happened everything all by accident, or just because I'm talented in a kind of technological way. And I'm kind of quite certain that I'm quite talented, and but I haven't tried it out, or because, for example, when I was asking myself, can you maybe sing or something? You suddenly say, no, of course not. But I haven't tried it. So same with the piano or something. I want to go deeper in terms of minimalism, writing something on just simple machines. And the second question, wow, this was so deep that I forgot about it already. The transcending into the digital world, right?
About the soul.
The soul, your soul, your artist soul as an artist. Transcend to your art.
Transcending into after myself, for the coming generations, or
no, to your music. How does your soul transcend into your music? Maybe think about it and come back to me with a post and we'll post it.
Maybe like that, because I can't figure out currently the really perfect answer for that.
Cool. All right. So we've been together quite a little time, and we are coming to the end of our little gathering. I'm sad because I would have, continue the conversation, and
there's always the next time. We can do this again. I loved it.
Okay, perfect.
Actually, topic for the next common space. So Angela had been living to Japan, Martin in India, I'm in China, so we can talk about our experience for living in an incredible country.
Yeah, let's share that experience.
Sounds great.
Absolutely. Hey, so tonight was for me the best example of maybe what we call elevation of the highest degree of excellence and beauty. We went deep, wow. We went to excellence, we went to beauty, or even we were just touching on it of spiritual purity. Maybe. I'm asking anyone or everyone, did you feel it the way I felt it? Was it sublime or sublime for you? That's the question. It was for me. Before we end the show with a sublime tune from Martin called Love Theme, and I think it's perfect to end the show with love, I'd like to personally thank our guest, Irina, Angela, Martin. Thank you so much. And as we say at Talent Punk, Ubuntu. Our audience, thank you so much. My crew, Karen, Joe, Craig, Kate, for your sublime art piece. If you've seen the billboard, the art piece, that it's a collage. It's been made by a friend of mine called Kate. She's an artist and a dancer. I will do a post as well on her art. Please follow and support Talent Punk. Please. We are because you are, so Ubuntu. I will leave you with that quote from Jane Austen. When I look out on such a night as this, I feel as if there could be neither wickedness nor sorrow in the world. And there certainly would be less of both if the sublimity of nature were not attended to, and people were carried more out of themselves by contemplating such a scene. Ubuntu to everyone, and
thank you so much, Oli, for bringing us together.
Yeah,
pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Big pleasure. Big fun.
Very much. Thank you very much. It has been a great pleasure. Sure.